I canceled my own wedding the night before it happened because of one message on my fiance's phone. The night before my wedding was supposed to be the happiest night of my life. Instead, it was the night everything fell apart. I was in our apartment finishing the seating chart for the reception when my fiance Ethan left his phone on the kitchen counter. It buzzed once, lighting up the screen. I wasn't snooping, I just happened to see the message preview. Can't believe you're actually going through with this tomorrow, LOL. The sender's name was Jessica. I frowned. Jessica was his coworker. I'd met her twice. Something about the message didn't feel right. I told myself to ignore it, but curiosity won. I opened the conversation. What I found made my stomach drop for weeks. Ethan had been complaining about the wedding, about me, about how expensive everything was, about how marriage might ruin the fun. Jessica had replied with things like, "Don't worry, you'll be bored in 6 months anyway." And Ethan had laughed. Then I saw the message that changed everything if things don't work out. "You know, I'm always here." And Ethan replied, "I know, honestly, sometimes I wish things were simpler." I stared at the screen for a long time. Maybe it wasn't cheating, but it didn't feel like love either. At midnight, I drove to my parents' house and woke my mom up. She listened quietly while I explained everything. Then she asked one simple question. "Do you feel excited to marry him tomorrow?" I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. That was my answer. At 7 a.m. I called Ethan and told him the wedding was off. He thought I was joking. Then he got angry. Said I was overreacting. Said everyone complains sometimes. Maybe that was true, but I didn't want to marry someone who saw our future as a burden. By noon, the news had spread through our families. My brother showed up with coffee and sat with me on the porch while I tried not to cry. An hour later, someone else arrived. Lucas, my brother's best friend. Lucas had been around since we were kids. He helped decorate the wedding venue the week before and even offered to walk my grandmother down the aisle. He sat down beside me quietly for a few minutes. Nobody said anything. Then he looked at me and said something that completely caught me off guard. "Can I tell you something I probably should have said years ago?" I blinked at him. He rubbed the back of his neck nervously. "I always thought you deserved someone who actually looked excited to spend the rest of their life with you." I felt my heart skip. Lucas smiled slightly. "And for the record, if someone ever asked me to marry you, I'd say yes before they even finished the question." For the first time all day, I laughed. Maybe the wedding I canceled wasn't the one I was meant to have. Maybe the right story was just starting.